All right. Hello, guys. It's been a minute. I know there's probably not a lot of people watching this right now because it's a Tuesday afternoon and people are still at work, but I don't care. I'm doing this thing now because I need to said to do something on the football show last week, and I'm committed to that bit and I'm doing it now. But first, before we get going, because as always, we are a sponsored show. We are sponsored. Our first segment brought is Around the Bar, brought to us by Hughes River Expedition. Sorry, they're calling. If you are looking for an all-inclusive week-long vacation, don't look past your backyard. Hughes River Expedition has been vandal-owned and operated since 1976 and are ready to take you on the vacation of a lifetime. That doesn't grammatically read correctly. Enjoy a multi-trip down the Middle Fork of the Salmon, the main Salmon River of No Return, the Salmon River Canyons, or the Selway. Check out special trips like one to see the Perseid meteor shower, camp on pristine beaches, run amazing whitewater, hike scenic trails, almost butchered that again, god damn it, spot wildlife, soak in beautiful natural hot springs, and fish some of the most remote stretches of the river in the country. You just bring your clothes and let HRE handle the rest. Grab a paddle, catch dinner, and ride the bull all throughout the gem state. Call now at 406 540 4450 or check them out at hughesriver.com. So, it's gonna be kind of a preview slash early reactions to the game, but just kind of to go over what happened last year for those that maybe weren't paying attention to much just because of how the 24 season ended, how previous coach left and didn't sign contract stuff with there being stuff. I'm not here to really delve into all that. I have my thoughts and opinions. They're going to stay that way because I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the women's team because they're the ones that are actually doing the work and not just what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, words are hard for me right now. Sorry. Last year, Coach Arthur Murray's first year picked seventh in the coaches poll, eighth in media poll. They went 18-2 overall in the season. They finished, and then that was preseason polls for the 24-25 season. Ended up finishing third in the conference behind Northern Arizona and Montana State. I believe they lost to both of those. I think they went 0-4, 1-3 against both those schools last year. I could be wrong. Please correct me about that if someone's watching and wants to do that. Uh, Lost in the first round of the conference tournament. Lost in the quarterfinal round of the tournament to the number 6 seed Montana, who ended up going to the wire against Montana State, I believe it was, in the tournament that year. The team had 12 new faces. They ranked fourth in the conference, 65.9 point. They averaged 65.9 points per game last year, and that ranked fourth in the conference. In defense, they ranked second with 59.9, giving up about 59.9 or about 60 points per game. Now, for this year, everybody kind of had a better idea of what to expect this year, given that they had 12 new faces last year. This year, not so many, but still, they were picked third in the conference to both media and coaches polls, and Idaho's lone preseason All-American was Hope Hassman. They are, as of before, they've returned 7 players, 6 with played major minutes last year. Just some notable names to there's too many to name out, but just kind of some ones that are standing out to me that are standing out that are more looking to watch this year as the season kind of progresses more is kind of obviously Hope Hasman get a preseason all conference pick. She's gonna be a notable person to look out for. And the other one that I believe it was Arthur Art himself even mentioned in I want to say it was Jaden Dreyfus's article for the Barfus's article for the Argonaut slash Vandal Nation. He also mentioned I believe was Anna Panera. She plays a lot. She plays defense, kind of plays. She's been getting a lot of minutes early on this year, and with Anya Bukvich haven't played much this year, but she's one that I think could have a good. Probably gonna have a. I wouldn't say a breakout soft. I'll say a breakout sophomore season. Uh, then there's a few. Then there was, I believe, it was a total of 8 new faces on the team this year. 3 freshmen. Uh, all are all are coming in as freshmen, and then there's 5 transfers. The three kind of well, three two that have some. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to blank on how to word this out. Big one standout so far this season has been Kiara Gardner. She played previously for WSU for the past, I believe, it was three seasons, I believe. Then there's Deborah DeSantos, former in Lorena Barbosa, both previously played at San Francisco in the WCC. Dos Santos is a former um, all first team all WCC in the 23-24 season. Both Barbosa and Dos Santos did have some injuries previously at San Francisco, so they are coming back from that. Barbosa has been playing more in the games these first 3 games recently, so they both are coming back from injuries, but they are both expected to play and expected to contribute. Both when they have played have looked good, so not I'm not too worried about that this year. And then the other two, Nevaeh Henley, sorry if I butchered that name wrong, and Mary McMorris. The name might sound familiar for those that have played that know any sort of Big Sky women's basketball play at all. She did play I believe it's her freshman year at Northern Arizona back in 2022, 2023. And that's just kind of a quick deep dive slash oh I would say kind of a yeah, deep dives kind of slash overview. Just to kind of I think they're gonna be probably in that 1 to 3 range for the tournament this year. Like they're going to be still in the fighting for that top 3 seed. I know there's been a little bit of turnover at the top, turnover a little bit with Northern Arizona's coach going to Santa Clara, along with I think it's Sophie Glancy, who also followed her there as well. So there's going to be some big shoes to fill at Northern Arizona. I do know that Portland State also has a new coach and a new team, so who knows what to expect there. But I know they're not. I always take every team seriously, just because it's always who knows in this world of NIL transfer portal stuff with the team. But before I move on to the next, we're going to talk about how the first 3 games have gone for me. One thing that I need to let you guys know about is vandalgear.com. If you want any Fightin' Taters gear, any UVI gear for that matter, or if you have a company or business or a podcast that you might know about that might want some gear made for their show or novelty burner accounts by chance, contact Jeff at PacificCustomSportswear.com to get apparel made, and he can hook you up with that. There's a ton of gear on here for other. There's other vandal gears like Fightin' Taters, like old school retro Kippy Dome gear, and just a lot of other cheap gear compared to other sites like I'm not going to mention them because I don't want to give them free publicity, even though they yeah. But there's a lot of good gear on here, and a lot if you are looking for Christmas stock, Christmas gear this I know it's too early to think about Christmas, but if you need gear for that Vandal fan in your family, take a look at vandalgear.com. All right. Now on to more of the early reactions to the season so far. They've gone 2-1. Most notably, they have the 87-85 win over Washington State to start the season. And as some have kind of called it, the Kiara Gardner revenge game. It was cool to see her kind of light it up against her former team. Then they had a little bit of a I don't want to say letdown because I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch the UC Davis game. I was at work, kind of helping out. I was at work, so I couldn't focus on the game too much. But they did unfortunately drop that game at UC Davis to um, 89-76 in front of 5,000 screaming elementary school kids. But they looked it's they I'm not too concerned about the loss. I'm not too. It sucks to lose, but I'm not too worried about it early on in the season, and just kind of still trying to figure everything out. But they are they'll get it figured out by conference play. I think just because of how their season set up, how their schedule's set up right now, with how the season is going. I'm not too concerned or worried about that. And then on Sunday afternoon, they had a tune-up game against a NAIA Walla Walla out of Cascade conference, I believe. I can't remember. The same conference as a LCSC. They did what they expect. They did what I think most fans would have expected to do, which was beat down a lesser opponent, hold them under 40 points the entire game, hold them to 2 points in the first quarter. But just kind of the give my initial first thoughts on the season so far. I'm not too I think if things are going about what I expected, even I think they're exceeding my expectations a little bit this year, just because kind of I looked just before the show started, I was looking at other stats to kind of just look at compare first three games last season, the first three games this season. It's kind of hard to compare them just because the rosters are totally different, but just something I know just kind of a little different, something to kind of just what I was looking at. Last year they played at WSU, at BYU, and home to Walla Walla, and then this year they played at WSU, at UC Davis, and home to Walla Walla. So a little comparison sake, but just kind of just when I was looking at things, they are shooting from having read Jaden. I'm going to be plugging Jaden a little bit here. Thank Jaden, you got your articles on for Vandal Nation have been good, and through the Argonaut too for covering the team. I know you love talking about them a lot as well. The offense is a lot more faster paced than this year. I know kind of what I believe was Arthur said it. I can't remember who he said it with. It might have been one of his the press conferences or something. The offense is a lot faster this year. They're playing with a faster tempo. They're shooting a lot faster. They're shooting more this year. I think they're like from kind of just compared the first three games last year to the first three games this year, they're shooting about 10 to 20 shots more a game. So they're trying to get them up. Are they quality shots? Not necessarily, but they are scoring a lot more. They are pushing the tempo a lot more compared to last year. I know last year kind of said like they didn't have the players to do that this year, but now they more have the players that play the more faster tempo and just have a more wide range of players to play in these games. They are they have played about on average about 11 players a game. I know this isn't breaking news if you read if this isn't breaking news if you've noticed any games this year if watched Reese did have a knee injury. I believe Jaden said it in the article was a torn ACL, I believe. So I don't can't remember the exact wording on that, but just that was one that kind of put out. So that's one player that's been out. So they haven't playing everybody yet, but on average, I think they're gonna have about 13 players they can play, 14, I believe, with once Anya's back from injury. Uh, so there's many different lineups this team can have this year, and a lot to look forward to with this team. I know kind of the big names that people might have looked at when they got to get to the portal. uh Dos Santos and oh gosh, Barbosa are also the two names that I've kind of looked at. They didn't play in the Walla Walla game, I think, just because rest, injuries, and also no offense to Walla Walla, like I don't think you want to risk those two kind of players playing in those type of games when you don't necessarily need to. Uh, yeah, it's I. There's a lot to look forward to with this team. I know once football's back here, and once football kind of wraps up here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll probably be shifting focus to more basketball stuff as our schedules kind of change a little bit. But we're looking to do some more there. It's gonna be like this team's gonna be fun to watch this year. If you can get out, like they're looking pretty good to make another run at the conference tournament. I mean, yes, I know it's Walla Walla, but I got what well, actually the first two and some change games that I've been able to watch myself, like they look like they're going to compete this year for a conference tournament. They're sorry, uh, it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun time with these game, fun time, fun season this year for the women's team, and it's set up pretty nicely for them to have a good run at this tournament, have a good run at the Big Sky tournament, the Big Sky Conference this year. It's all pretty balanced out with where players are at, with who they're playing. There's not too many like I don't want to say buy games, right? Where like yes, Cal ACC, you can look at that as a buy game. Wazoo, yeah, you could say that, but I don't really count it as that when you beat them and you beat them in their home, beat them at their home. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to with this team. Oh, it looks like before we go, there is oh gosh, what the fuck happened? I I I can't do it. I can't do it because I don't know what's going on here. I can't do it because something's not here anymore. Son of a gun. Wait, no, there it is. Never mind. I found it. Found it. Looks like we're gonna have a special guest to play a little ad read for us.
So if you want to make your Vandal game day your Vandal game day, look, you can't go wrong with reaching for a bottle of Snake River Stampede. You have two options. Either their entry level Snake River Stampede, or if you want to celebrate a big Vandal win, you can reach up and grab that Snake River Stampede 1915 small batch edition. Either option is a double barrel finish, first fill bourbon for both, and then your Stampede finishes and Oloroso sherry casks. Your 1915, in addition to being aged a couple extra years, it's finished in ex-Canadian rye whiskey casks. You can't go wrong either way. Grab yourself a bottle of Snake River.
All right.
So if
Yeah,
you
and
want to
so
make your
that's
Vandal
the end.
game day your Vandal
Oh,
game day,
sorry, Brian. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to end things off here. I know it's a little rambly. Sorry about that. I'm not the most smooth talker when it comes to this stuff, but I don't try to take myself too seriously. I still try to think of myself as more as a fan and not really. I try to think of myself as just a super fan of the team as I was when I started this. Wow, it has been 10 years since I've really started being a fan and being more a fan of the women's basketball team. They are something I'm excited for this season, and I think they're gonna be something. They're gonna be a fun team this year, and I think you all, if you have time to come out this season, come watch them play. And as always, go Vandals.